Thank you, Chairman Tonko, and it really is a pleasure to welcome the EPA Administrator, Michael Regan, to this committee for his first appearance, and I hope there'll be many more. I want to thank the Administrator and the leadership of President Biden that now we can actually look at this year's EPA budget with optimism about what can be achieved. The EPA is back to work protecting the planet and public health, and in my opinion, not a moment too soon. The country is facing multiple overlapping crises, and the EPA will play a critical role in solving them. We must collectively address the climate crisis, the COVID-19 pandemic, racial inequality, and the severe economic damage resulting from the pandemic. And these challenges are substantial, but fortunately, the Biden administration has hit the ground running really on day one. President Biden's American Rescue Plan is already making a difference by crushing the virus and providing critical relief to struggling Americans. His American Jobs Plan, which he aligns with this committee's Lift America Act, will help us build back better so we can create millions of new jobs, combat the climate crisis by setting the course for a clean future, and ensure no community is left behind. And that was certainly an important part of his speech last night. I thought it was a great speech. And then last week, the president submitted in this Global Earth Day, 2 days, a strong national commitment for the Paris Agreement that aligns with the national goal, that's included in our Clean Future Act. As you know, the Clean Future Act Administrator was introduced by myself, Chairs Tonko and Rush, and many of my colleagues on the committee. And like the president, we believe the goal of reducing emission by at least 50% by 2030 is necessary and achievable. This year's EPA budget and the American Jobs Plan will help us get there. And I also saw, I thought I saw Kathy Castor as well, who has been working with us on the Clean Future Act. The budget includes $1.8 billion for EPA programs to fight climate change through funding for research, grants to state programs, and supportive agency activities. The investments in the American Jobs Plan go even further with $100 billion for power infrastructure and significant investments in reducing emissions from schools, vehicles, and federal buildings. The budget also increases funding for Superfund and brownfields cleanups. And again, the American Jobs Plan goes even further, calling for reinstatement of the Superfund tax and investing $5 billion in cleanups. And, I really want to stress, Administrator, the importance of bringing back the Superfund. We know that investing in Superfund cleanups creates jobs, mitigates threats to human health, and directly benefits the communities around contaminated sites, which are often low-income communities and communities of color. And both the budget and the American Jobs Plan call for big investments in drinking water infrastructure, including the replacement of lead pipes, which is critical to addressing public health threats. Again, the president stressed the lead pipes initiative last night. This funding will be critical to drinking water infrastructure systems serving disadvantaged communities in particular. I think we're at a crucial time for environmental protection. The impacts of climate change are already here, affecting communities across the nation and the world. PFAS and other emerging contaminants are showing up in our drinking water, air, and soil. I saw Congresswoman Dingell, she's been a leader on PFAS, and our water infrastructure is crumbling, and too many communities are struggling with lead contamination. Unfortunately, over the course of the last administration, we saw decades of work by EPA's dedicated career staff disregarded or overturned in critical areas of environmental and public health protection. We saw science marginalized under the Trump administration. We saw special interests favored over the public interest, and we saw secrecy at the highest level. Administrator Regan, it falls to you to right this ship and restore the EPA to the highest standards of scientific integrity. We often say that a budget demonstrates the values and the priorities of the administration proposing it, and it's a relief. Equity and environmental stewardship, and the American Jobs Plan and our new national commitment under the Paris Agreement make these priorities even clearer. So I just wanted to say at last year's budget hearing, during the last year of the Trump administration, I said there was a better path forward to combating climate change and protecting public health. And I'm happy to say that we're now on that path. We in Congress and on this committee are ready to work with you to restore EPA, protect the public health and climate change, And let me also say a word about our chairman as I yield back. I know, Paul, you've been out front on all these things, and I thank you so much. This is a very important hearing. Thank you.